went to a salon, got set up on wrong color, wrong perm, something went wrong. And I'm sure, you know, mine was at 17. By the time I was 19, I was in hair school, getting ready to graduate. That's how bad the trauma was, so I couldn't do that no more. And I didn't want nobody else to go through what I went through. There's a lot of myths, a lot of the stuff we've been taught and passed down. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. When I was coming up, most of the time we didn't have beauty salons. We didn't have the beauty supply stores. My mother did everything in the kitchen. And that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. I make all my products from scratch. There's only one thing that I use from the store, and that's Silk Elements. And I've been using this for 5 years. It's detangling. It's very good for mothers who have children who don't like to get their hair done. I'm sure everybody can attest to that. When it's time to get their hair done, they crying. This is a help maker, trust me. So it's something that you all can actually look at after the seminar. But
Silk Elements.
Silk Elements. You get from Sally's Beauty Supply Store. I'm not sure if some of the other ones sell it, but that's basically where I get it from, Sally's. And after going in the industry, and the industry used to be a wonderful thing because when I was going to the hair salon when I was younger, I loved to go because the older women told you stories. They told you how to wear makeup. They told you how to dress. They told you how to walk, how to sit. Nowadays, anything that you see that's tied to a salon, on a movie, is drama.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to us telling stories? A lot of people don't think that makes a difference. It makes a lot of difference. And so, a little over 2 years ago, I retired of being a hairstylist. I wrote my first book, and my book is based on tips that I did for my clients. Until you know how to give, you'll never be successful.
Yes.
And I hate to say it, I'm glad that all of us cover, because it's always us. I'm going to be honest. It's always us. When I go do these seminars at hair schools, I go to the Oriental, the white hair school, because a scalp is a scalp to me. You got a problem, I got a treatment. That's how I see it. And what I find is, when I mention my book, they buy cases of it. I go to the black schools, they try to see how they can get one free. Say it, but it's true. I got out of the industry because now when you walk in the salon, you're money. That's all you are. And I don't understand why a lot of clients spend a lot of time. I've been going to my stylist 40 years. Okay, and your hair is messed up. You're always stressed when you leave. What are the benefits besides you paying? What benefits do you get going? A lot of people have stopped going to the salons and they converted to going back. Their children are doing their hair, their daughters are doing their hair, they're doing their hair themselves because of the treatment. I used to work at Giant Foods. I worked as a pharmacy tech. So I filled people's prescriptions. And I was a hairstylist at the same time. It's amazing how God worked those two things out. So what I did was, everything the dermatologist would give, I took home. And I tested it and seen if it worked. None of it worked. The gels they give you when you're hair thinning, the medication they give you when you're hair thinning, it do not work. It's a setup. The FDA, the pharmaceutical company, the doctors, and the pharmacists, they all work as a team. When you go to the doctors, it's amazing how they ask you what's wrong. You ever realize that? They ask you what's wrong. But they went to school and studied everything you're going on. But you're telling them your problem, which means what their goal is to give you 1 to 5 prescriptions before you leave. That's their goal. They're not going to give you, they're only going to give you something that's going to medicate the symptom. You're never going to get to the root. Why? Because they know we're lazy and we're not going to do the work to kill the root, to cut the root. They just know that we're going to take this medication and mind, out of sight, out of mind, believe that it's working. It's not working. It's causing more damage. I've seen women and men, anywhere from 17 to 30, premature balding in the last 5 years, which is amazing. But you had to figure out, where's this coming from? I'm going to talk about something that everybody probably thinks that's very, very small. Who can give me an answer to the number one key to healthy hair? Number one key. Everybody's looking crazy.
Dirty water.
Wash it. Wash it?
That's a no stick.
No, oh yeah, that's a killer. That's a slow death one right there. You know, you get up, you got hair on the pillow. You like, you know, where'd that come from? And it's so funny because we as women, we walk around with stress like it's our purse.
Yes.
And if we're not stressed, something wrong.
No chemicals.
That's another thing. And they say that we have to use chemicals for a period of time to realize that.
Yeah.
Killing us. It's killing us. Actually, this is the answer to healthy hair, which we don't drink enough of. Now, it took me 4 years to get here, but I drink 1.5 gallons of water a day. I go to the bathroom 16 times a day. But I don't have any skin problems or hair problems. I love my wig, but my hair is natural. Been natural for the last 15 years, and it's down my back. No, not this. I bought this, but my hair is natural. And one thing that I find, a lot of times when I do my consultations, I have to sit and I have to ask personal questions. Are you on any medications? Your stylist should know that, because anything that you deal with as far as hair, whatever chemicals and stuff that she uses, and if you're on medication, it's not going to work. So sometimes you know how one time you'll go and you get a relaxer, and you think this one, oh, this relaxer worked real good. And then the next couple of times you go back and it's a little different, it's because there's agents in high blood pressure medicine, cholesterol medicine, steroids, that clashes with chemicals. So you got your colors. Also, this is an introduction, and I hate to say this, I'm glad Clara not here. This is an introduction to cancer and relaxers. You can find most of what I'm talking about on FDA.com. It's on it. And of course, they're not going to stop it because it's a billion-dollar industry. Money talks. And they hold everything. Anything y'all buy as far as products, anywhere from hair to food, they got to go through the FDA. You think they're going to stop it? No, they're not. But they're going to tell you the harmfulness of it, but they're also going to go sell it. That's like an oxymoron, you know. It's like, oh, wow. So water, with dehydration, which we deal with all the time, 1% water missing in your body can cause you to go into dehydration, or to even to death. We don't take water serious enough. It's a detoxification. It also rejuvenates the hair follicles in your hair for extra growth. Each set of years, from an infant to like teenage years to your mid-20s, your 20s, your 30s, your hair goes through each stage. And you want to drink as much water as possible. It's amazing. When I was coming up, a lot of parents wouldn't give their children water. They give them apple juice, they give them all these fruit juice, which is nothing but sugar. And you see a lot of children where the sugar has eaten their teeth. What are we doing? A lot of, parents know of this and they don't pass it down to their children. Baby needs water. Even with the Similac. Similac is too strong. The iron in Similac, them babies' stomachs we can barely digest a lot of iron. So what you think the baby stomach is going through? They can't process that. So then they're constipated. My mother used to mix some carnation milk, water, and carob syrup, and that did it. No Similac. And I'm sure a lot of y'all know these different remedies. You gotta go back to them. They work. A lot of these kids are walking around now with asthma and bronchitis. You know what that comes from? Dairy products. Too much buildup. Their body can't fight it, then becomes a upper chest respiratory infection. Because their body can't fight off their mucus. And I know you all have heard this several times, that milk is for your bones. Do research on milk. And I'm not trying to scare you all, but I haven't probably drank milk in a little over 5 years. Because, no, I'm going to scare you all. You know how they pull to do the milk? Well, just know that when that milk goes into those jars, pus is going in there too. Which means when you drink the milk, there's a jelly bacteria that forms in your body. I know y'all want to hear it, but it's the truth. Now, I'm a hairstylist trying to figure out why my clients are going bald at such an early age. Well, I had to do a research on the intake of what they eat. Fatty foods, fast foods. Now, I'm not going to say I don't eat McDonald's, I don't do this, but when I do, I increase my water intake because that's the toxin that's going to take it out of my body. If you're going to do a hamburger, make sure it's cooked well, and make sure you chew it up well, because it rests and it sits in your body. A lot of times when you have an illness going on in your body, it's going to show up on your skin and your hair. So something has to change. Water is a very, very valuable nutrients for the hair. It's a vitamin. You can live off of water. Now take water out your diet and watch what happens. People can die from lack of water. When you're dehydrated, you go to the hospital, what's the first thing they do? Hook you up to an IV. They do that for a reason. Now, I always tell my clients, because I had a chef come to me one time, a chef, which means she deals with foods all the time. And she was bald in the middle. Had hair around the side, but bald in the middle. I was trying to figure out, okay, well, why is this happening? So I asked her, well, how much water do you drink? I'm like, she's a chef, so, she probably drank a whole lot of water. Coffee, tea, and Pepsis. That's all she drinks. So her scalp should look like that. It should. And both of those went together. That was half the battle for me. Because if I can get her to drink water, a lot of my work is done. That's the key. A chef. But I work with her because I feel as though if you're my client, I want to know, your daily intake, how much water you drink, because I have to concoct products based on your situation. So no product that I do is the same. Everybody's situation is different. So I kind of concoct on your situation. You on a different medication, you lack in this area. It's different things that I can use to be able to fight the medication has each tablet has 9 side effects to it.